Morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 11th, 2024. Good morning. If you're new here, my name is Dr. Kenton. This show is called Dr. Kenton Wakes Up. You can see by the pellet stove that it's warmer outside. We set the temperature to something reasonable, 70, I think, 69, 70. And when it's warmer outside, it doesn't run. That's how thermometer stats work. Thermostats. If it's above the set temperature, you don't add more heat. If it's below, then you turn the pellet stove on. You didn't know you were going to get a lesson on thermometers and thermostats today, did you? Anyway, today in the cup is Aldi's German roast mild. One thing I can say about my coffee consumption is that I'm doing a lot better job of starting and finishing. I'm the kind of person who likes to try new things. And so every so often, see a new kind of thing at the store and you pick it up. And pretty soon you got 12 things. Well, I'm a lot better. For some reason, gotten better. One at a time, two at a time. I've got another can of the Melita. This is the European roast. I also have a can of the classic roast, I think they call it. Just being a little better about consuming, avoiding the over consuming. Because at some point in the not too distant future, I'm hopeful to not be minimal, but to be low optimal. I'm going to make up a new descriptor. Sort of know what you need and don't be too far above that. There was a time, and when I grew up, I've mentioned before, both my grandparents, all four of them, lived through the Depression. Both my grandfathers were born in 1898, so they were fully adults. 30 when the stock market crashed. And so they knew about privation and that sense of I don't know, not necessarily being there's a difference between being thrifty and being cheap. They weren't cheap, they were thrifty. Passed that kind of expectation on to my parents, who lived, compared to some, made a continuum. On this side was people who spent every dollar they made and barely had anything when there was an emergency. And then on this side, you had people who barely spent anything that wasn't absolutely absolutely necessary. They were somewhere to that side. No, got the wrong thing. The absolute necessity, they were sort of there's a dividing line in the middle. They were somewhat on the don't spend anything unnecessarily side. And they've done very well. They also blessed with good health, so didn't have to deplete their resources before now. And they're I have to say mid 80s now. Doing pretty good. Doing good. So what does that mean for me? Well, trying to acclimate myself to recognize that the privation and FOMO and all the stuff, that's all in my mind, and then what I really have actually is too much of everything. I have too many books on my shelf. I've got books in there that I thought at one point in time that I was going to read, and I don't think I'm ever going to get to it. So why do I keep them around? Do they comfort me somehow? I've got, speaking about that, the digital remnants, the artifacts of um, digital life. I've got dozens of books available to me whenever I want that are in my personal library, that I own or have whatever license to use whenever I want. As long as I have the tool or app or device that can read them, I've got dozens of books that I've got plenty. Got plenty. But convincing your mind that was marinating in a lot of mantras as a kid that we don't have money for insert perceived frivolous, like going out to eat tonight or whatever, it does pay off if you allow yourself to see things that way. I would also say that there are people for whom that deprivation was real, and they acquire and over acquire because of the fear that they're going to lose everything. And I don't know why I have that, because I don't believe that ever happened to me, but I do. Ask me about how many blank composition books I've got. And every time I see them on sale, it triggers in me, hey, it wouldn't hurt to pick up a handful of those. They're only X dollars a piece. So anyway, you didn't know you were going to get a lecture on that today, did you? All right. So today, Thursday, ordinarily a day to go to Towson for informal meetings and getting together with buddies. I don't believe that I'm going to be able to do that today. I think I'm sort of on standby for it's one of those, get a phone call late at night saying, I may need you at such and such time. And you say to that person, you can count on me if you need me. So you're sort of, any additional frivolity today is sort of put on standby because you made a promise to somebody and they need to know that they can rely on you. So that's where I am today. Maybe also tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. And I've got plenty of stuff that I can do at home. Don't worry about me not having anything to do. I got plenty to do. Walked myself up a short hill yesterday. I may have mentioned at one point, I don't know, a handful of episodes ago about the SMOD squad. And I won't explain what it means, but it means something to me. Basically, twisting yourself in a knot for no good reason. And if you can recognize that and short circuit it by calling it out and stopping what it is that you're doing that's leading you down the rabbit hill, that wouldn't make any sense, down the rabbit hole. So yesterday I found an old time management technique. Thought to myself, wow, that really makes a lot of sense. But all I need is, and then insert conditions and expectations. And they were very meager. That's what gets me. Meager expectations. All you need is a pen and a notebook. But the issue is you need to sort of carry that pen and notebook with you everywhere. So you got to have the right format. All right, so what's the right format? Oh, okay, I decided that it's going to be this. Let's say steno notebook, because the wire coil was at the top. You can have these long pages, a little less wide, long, top to bottom, and then you do something with, just lay things out a certain way. Guess what, buddy? I already do that with Todoist. I put stuff in there. I have a process lately that allows me to pull things out of there that are right sized for the amount of time that I have in my day. Big chunks. The little stuff like I've got routines in there too. Stuff that happens on certain days of the week, or needs to happen every day, or needs to happen several times a week. Not 3 times in a row, but 3 times a week. That there's little prompts in there that say, oh, hey, for example, I have a cat. And one thing you have to do when you have a cat is you need to clean the cat box. So reminding me to clean the cat box, because the best way, and this is a tip for life, best way to have a cat box is to put it someplace where you don't see it. Because if you don't see it, you have less chance of being able to smell it. And the people at home that have cats will say something like, if you do the right thing with your cat box, it won't smell. Okay, that's fine. There's a reason why there's a reminder to scoop the cat box, and that's why. Make sure it happens in a timely enough manner that it doesn't start causing me trouble. So anyway, I already have everything. I don't need the notebook and the pen. I've got everything in there. I've got a system. I don't know that I could explain it to someone else in a way that would have them describe it back to somebody else as a system. I just have a set of things that I do in a certain way. System. The system. Some things go here, some things go here, some things live, hey there, Winston, live in a constant state of flux. Getting ready to grab the bowl for oatmeal because it's getting to be that time. It's going to beep here in a second. Anyway, Thursday, grading. Today's grading. The grading mofo today. All right, well, enjoy your Thursday, and love you, bye.